Imagine this. Your company, you've got specialists, the best in cybersecurity, aerospace, engineering, you name it, but they're all swamped with projects.
Right.
Then you hear about this massive opportunity. The Air Force needs help, outside help, and they need it fast. Urgently. That's where this deep dive comes in.
Okay.
We're breaking down a document. It's called the Performance Work Statement.
Okay.
Or a PWS.
Yeah.
For this contract called STAQSS II.
You can think of this PWS like the Air Force's ultimate shopping list.
Oh, okay.
It tells you exactly what they need
Sure.
to keep everything running smoothly.
So we're not talking about, like, your average trip to the grocery store.
No, not at all. This is a high-level, high-tech shopping list.
Yeah.
We're talking about modernizing nuclear weapons.
Wow.
The logistics of those high-level scientific advisory board meetings, cyber warfare, you name it.
It's all in there.
Next-generation aircraft, even support for Air Force One, it's all there.
So for anyone listening who's involved in government contracting or even thinking about it, this PWS,
oh, this is key.
this is like a treasure map.
Absolutely, a treasure map to opportunity.
It shows you where the potential is
Mm-hmm.
and helps you kind of figure out how your company can,
Yeah, where you fit in.
step up and meet those needs.
How your strengths align with their needs, exactly.
That's what this deep dive is about, right?
That's it.
Positioning your company as a valuable partner.
A valuable partner to the Air Force.
So the Air Force, they've got these limitations, right?
Yeah, they do, on their workforce size.
On their workforce size.
They just don't have enough people to cover all the specialized skills and the manpower they need, especially for these really technical projects.
So they rely on contractors to kind of fill that gap.
Precisely. Contractors bring that specialized expertise that they might not have in-house.
Okay.
And this contract, the STAQSS II, it's all about ensuring that the Air Force has access to the right experts.
At the right time?
At the right time, exactly, when they need them.
I'm starting to see why understanding this document, this PWS, could be a game changer for a company.
It is.
But let's break it down a bit. What's the structure? Where should we focus our attention?
Okay, the PWS follows a pretty specific format.
Right.
It starts with a general overview of the services.
The big picture.
Laying out the big picture, exactly.
Okay.
Then it goes into these very detailed task descriptions
Got it.
that outline all the activities and deliverables.
So if my company wants to figure out where it fits in, those task descriptions are where I need to be looking.
Absolutely. That's where you see what the Air Force needs.
Okay.
In black and white.
And one task that really stands out is task 1, provide personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. What kind of roles are we talking about here?
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The PWS lists over 20 Air Force organizations,
Wow.
each with their own personnel needs. And the roles are diverse, from technical experts to program managers to administrative support. And we're talking about some really high-profile programs here.
Like what?
Support for modernizing the nuclear triad.
Okay.
Cutting-edge cyber warfare programs. Even positions supporting Air Force One.
I'm sensing a theme here.
What's that?
These roles require, a very specific kind of person.
They do.
What would you say is the most crucial element for success in these positions?
So while the PWS definitely emphasizes specific technical expertise,
Right.
it repeatedly stresses the importance of what they call soft skills.
Soft skills.
Things like communication, analytical thinking, problem solving, the ability to adapt.
It's almost like they're saying, we need people who can not only do the job, but thrive in this high-pressure, constantly evolving environment.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, they need people who can think on their feet, who can work effectively in teams.
In these complex projects.
Absolutely.
You can't just be a technical whiz. You need to communicate clearly.
Right.
Collaborate, adapt to changes quickly.
It's
And this emphasis on soft skills.
Yeah.
That's a valuable insight for companies bidding on this contract.
Absolutely.
It tells you a lot about the kind of team the Air Force is looking to build.
Exactly.
And for companies that can show they can find and cultivate
to cultivate
this type of talent.
Oh, it's a significant advantage.
So finding the right talent is obviously essential for success.
Absolutely.
But is there anything else companies should be aware of when it comes to this particular PWS?
Well,
Any hidden clues?
I'd say one thing that jumps out is the emphasis on long-term stability and continuity. They even have this performance incentive plan in there to encourage contractors to maintain high employee retention rates.
Interesting.
It's like they're saying, We don't want a quick fix. We're looking for partners who are committed to this for the long haul.
This is starting to sound like a real opportunity for companies to not just fill a need, but to establish a lasting partnership with the Air Force.
I think that's a key takeaway.
It's about showing your capabilities and commitment.
Yeah.
It's more than just, checking off boxes on a task list.
It's about a deeper understanding of their priorities and proving you can be a reliable asset in achieving their goals.
For our listeners who are already involved in government contracting, or those just exploring, this is really valuable.
Very valuable.
It's not just about finding qualified individuals.
Right.
It's about building a team that aligns with the Air Force's values and long-term vision.
That's the key.
And that can make a huge difference when it comes to winning these contracts.
It can.
And ultimately building a successful business.
And for companies who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed by all of this, remember, resources like bid execs exist to guide you.
Oh, that's right.
Every step of the way.
That's a good point, navigating the world of government contracting.
It can be a bit daunting.
It can be, but having the right support can make a world of difference.
It can make all the difference.
Okay, so we've laid a good foundation for understanding this PWS and the Air Force's needs.
Yeah.
But we've only just scratched the surface.
We have. There's so much more to uncover.
There's so much more to uncover. And that's exactly what we'll be diving into in part 2.
That's right.
We're going to take an even closer look at those specific roles and what it takes to succeed in this unique environment.
Sounds good.
See you there.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the STAQSS II contract. In part 1, we talked about the why behind this massive contract and the importance of not only finding qualified personnel, but also understanding the Air Force's emphasis on long-term partnerships and those all-important soft skills.
Yeah, and we start to uncover some of those really intriguing roles the Air Force is looking to fill.
Who did?
I'm curious to kind of dig deeper into a few that really caught my attention.
Yeah, which ones?
One that stood out was the Acquisition Program Analyst supporting the Department of the Air Force Scientific Advisory Board, or CEFIC QB.
Okay.
I got to admit, I'm picturing a bunch of scientists in lab coats huddled around a table.
It's a little more dynamic than that.
Oh, is it?
But it speaks to the Air Force's commitment to staying ahead of the curve when it comes to science and technology.
Okay.
This scientific advisory board, they provide independent advice and recommendations on a whole range of technical issues.
So they're like a brain trust.
Yeah, you could think of them that way, helping the Air Force navigate the complexities of emerging technologies and their potential impact.
So this analyst wouldn't just be, fetching coffee.
No, not at all.
They'd be playing a key role in ensuring the board has the information and resources they need to provide those critical insights.
Exactly. The PWS even mentions responsibilities like collecting, evaluating, and organizing technical documents, compiling reports, and even researching and analyzing scientific trends.
It's like a really unique blend of technical understanding, analytical skills, and like you said before, those diplomacy skills.
Absolutely. Imagine trying to manage a room full of brilliant scientists. You'd need some serious people skills. It's not just about technology. It's about people, strategy, and the big picture implications of those advancements.
And this is where a company that really gets the Air Force's needs can stand out.
Yeah.
It's about finding someone who can integrate into that environment and contribute to the mission.
Seamlessly, yeah.
Speaking of complex environments, another role that caught my eye was the Acquisition Program Analyst supporting the Air Force Munitions Export License Application Office, or MIL-A office.
Okay, yeah, interesting one.
That sounds like a job with some global implications.
It definitely highlights the international scope of what the Air Force does.
Oh, for sure.
The MIL-A office, they oversee the export of munitions to foreign partners, which is crucial for international relations and security cooperation.
So this analyst would be like walking a tightrope.
Yeah, you could say that.
Between ensuring compliance with all those legal and regulatory requirements and navigating, the sensitivities of international diplomacy.
It's a high-stakes role for sure, requiring a deep understanding of export control regulations, international agreements, and the complexities of the global arms trade.
Sounds like the ideal candidate would need a blend of technical expertise, strong communication skills,
Definitely.
and a really good understanding of geopolitical dynamics.
It's not a job for everyone.
Not for the faint of heart.
Exactly. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the need for companies to really cultivate a workforce with the right mix of hard and soft skills.
Yeah, to meet these demands.
To meet these demands, exactly.
It's striking how this document, the PWS, while outlining these very specific job requirements, also gives us this broader picture of the Air Force's values and priorities.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, we're not just looking for bodies to fill seats, we're looking for teams who understand our mission and can contribute to our long-term success.
This is a fantastic opportunity for companies to demonstrate their capabilities, to find the right talent, and expand their support to this agency through a strong, better understanding of their needs.
It's about showcasing your ability to not just check off boxes on a list, but to really add value.
Bid execs can help companies better understand how to prepare for this and find other opportunities just like these.
Absolutely. Bid Execs is a great resource for companies navigating this landscape.
So we've got analysts supporting scientific research, managing international arms exports.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's really amazing to see how broad the expertise is that they need to keep all their missions running.
It's quite a scope.
And it really shows how important it is to have a partner like Bid Execs who can help companies navigate all of this.
They can make all the difference.
So we've covered analysts, but there's one more fascinating aspect of this PWS we haven't even touched on yet.
What's that?
The clues it gives us about the Air Force's investments in emerging technologies.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting stuff.
I love that about these deep dives, those unexpected insights, those glimpses into the future.
Well, get ready for a journey into the world of AI, space systems, and directed energy weapons.
Sounds good.
Because that's where we're headed in part 3.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
Over the last 2 parts, we've really dug into this STAQSS II contract.
We have.
We went from understanding the why behind this massive undertaking to those vital soft skills the Air Force is emphasizing.
And those interesting roles like supporting the Scientific Advisory Board.
Oh, yeah.
Or managing those international arms exports. It's a lot.
It is. It shows you the Air Force needs a really diverse and skilled workforce to keep everything going.
And this last part.
Yes.
This is all about the future.
The future, that's right. The PWS actually gives us a glimpse into what the Air Force is thinking about when it comes to emerging technologies.
Okay, like what kind of futuristic tech are we talking here?
Well, tucked away in those task descriptions, you'll find mentions of support needed for artificial intelligence, space systems, and directed energy weapons.
Well, those aren't just buzzwords, right? These are areas where the Air Force is really putting their money where their mouth is.
Exactly. They're investing, and they're looking for expertise to push the boundaries.
Like with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, AI.
AI. That's changing so fast.
It really is. And the Air Force sees its potential for revolutionizing things. Everything from data analysis and decision-making to developing autonomous systems.
So more than just robots on the battlefield.
Oh, much more. Think about analyzing huge amounts of data from intelligence sources.
Right.
Optimizing logistics, even pilot training.
Makes sense.
And the PWS specifically mentions AI and cybersecurity, which is critical these days.
Yeah, because cyber threats are getting more sophisticated.
All the time. You need those advanced AI capabilities to detect and respond in real time.
It's like having a digital guardian always watching over things.
Exactly. So companies with expertise in AI, particularly in defense and national security, this is a big opportunity for them.
It sounds like this PWS isn't just a list of requirements, but like a roadmap to the future.
I like that, a roadmap.
And speaking of the future, space.
Ah, space, always fascinating.
The PWS makes it clear that all those space-based assets are more and more important.
For everything. Communication, navigation, intelligence.
So it's not just about going to the moon anymore.
No, it's about maintaining that edge in a very contested domain.
The PWS even mentions new space-based weapon systems. Is that real?
As real as it gets, space is a battle space, and the Air Force is investing heavily.
So companies with experience in space systems, launch operations, all of that, they should be paying attention.
Absolutely. It's the future unfolding.
And we can't forget about directed energy weapons.
That's been in development for a long time.
But it's getting closer to reality.
It is. We're talking lasers, high-powered microwaves.
And those could really change how wars are fought.
Speed, precision, engaging targets in totally new ways.
So what does the PWS say they need?
Expertise in high-energy lasers, particle beams, electromagnetic weapons.
He sounds like a movie.
It might, but the Air Force is serious about these next-generation weapons.
Wow, so this whole deep dive, it's been a journey.
It is.
We've gone from the Air Force's needs today to their vision for tomorrow.
And how crucial contractors are in supporting that.
It's amazing the scale of their work, the challenges, and how they're embracing new technology.
It really is.
I think for our listeners, whether you're already a government contractor or just starting out, the key is The future's being written right now.
It is.
And companies that understand the Air Force, they have a chance to be a part of it.
Do your research, talk to resources like BitExecs, dive into the opportunities out there.
That wraps up our deep dive into this STAQSS contract.
Hope you enjoyed exploring it with us.
As always, keep the conversation going on our website, social media. Let us know what other deep dives you'd like us to do.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.